Hello, ladies and gentlemen, kings, queens, things, everyone, and everybody in between. As you can see, one of us is ready for the daytime, and the other one is dressed like a lady of the night.
Fucking soup all morning. Like I have not gotten out of my PJs. I have
These
been.
in your pajamas,
Yes.
girl.
I had. Well, listen. This is my first day off in almost 2 months. A bitch was not putting clothes on. Y'all ladies' pajamas are cute.
It's like it is 3 o'clock in the
It
afternoon.
sure the fuck is, and I'm in my pajamas because the bitch is tired. You're lucky I'm fucking here. I took my one goddamn day off in 2 months to talk to you fuckers. So
Honestly, right? Yeah.
you get
Life
my
update.
PJs and you're lucky I'm here. But we love y'all for listening. Y'all come
Yeah.
here because we abuse y'all, but we love it.
I know we've
Like
been
your
gone
pocket.
for a minute, but we're back with the jump off. We've both just been very busy
Yeah, like
with
no, but
like
literally,
life and
like neither
work.
one of us has had like a day off of work or life for like 2, 3 months. And
And to be honest, when
live,
we did want to, we just got drunk.
like I didn't even have it. I was this, when you did, I ain't even had it because how long we been trying to catch up?
I
Like,
know,
and
I know. Like
we're
living in the same
literally
city, and it's still difficult.
we're literally visiting each other in the other's workplace at this point because there's no way for us to even see each other. So you get my pajamas. Also, Savage X Fenty. I wear it all the time. Come on with the sponsorship.
It is cute. I was just like, damn, bitch, it's the middle of the day. We just doing boudoir.
I no, I actually got up and was like, fuck, I need to do something with these pumpkins before they go bad. So I've been making soup all morning.
Oh
That's
yeah.
literally, I didn't even have time to get dressed. I've literally been like roasting pumpkins and shit all morning.
Well, speaking of roasting, BravoCon was this past week. All right.
So I will start by saying that both of us failed our audience by not going to BravoCon.
We might have failed the audience, but I feel like we spared ourselves.
We definitely did wonders for our personal mental health and
Yeah.
that, but we definitely did our audience a disservice by not going because the girls were acting a fucking fool.
Right. Okay, so catch C, right? Um,
And
somebody I work
Cynthia
with,
announced her separation at BravoCon.
who did?
I think ain't that where Cynthia announced her
No.
separation from Mike? That's not where it was. I know,
No, it
like
was announced
on
online, but it was
Instagram.
the same weekend.
Okay. Because I knew
Yeah,
it
they
was
just asked her
on
about it,
Instagram, but I didn't. Yeah.
which hashtag chill is hashtag done.
I
That's
mean,
kind of sad, but I kind of saw it coming. No shade.
everybody saw it coming. He told y'all from jump that
He
he
was a
had
hoe.
the relationship that he in. So if you expected something different, bitch, that was on you because he already told you.
Well, she had that like, I can change him. He'll settle
I
down.
different.
But and honestly, we don't even know that that was. We're guessing that that is the what the issue
I
was.
mean, we're guessing
But we
based
don't
on
even know that that was
videos
the
that have
issue.
popped up on the internet with him and random blonde women in bars.
Was it white blonde women?
Yes.
You know, you got to specify.
One of them was a white woman with very, very, very impressive biceps. Um, and with
Damn.
they're doing whatever. It was weird. It was weird. It was one of
Pussy
those
weird.
videos that was like on its face, not that big of a deal. But then when you put it in the context of he's a married man, this is inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it gets
Like,
a little
yeah, like on his face, if this was just any random ass single ass nigga, this would be like, this was just dumb shit that happens in a bar.
right.
You add the married and then the not just married, but also married and very public.
Very public.
It's like, this is a really poor choice.
That's why in a lot of times with those kinds of situations of like, oh, this man was photographed with this woman, I tend to give a certain level of like grace because in many cases it really just is somebody who either A is a fan, and I hate to this sounds so sexist, or B just trying to fucking get on. But if he
But
does
that's
it,
either way, because we've seen like many men do that. Coming off
Exactly.
of these women on Bravo too, Martell Hope.
Bitch. Okay. So just so y'all know, right? There is a little bit of a run of show. We're just doing a quick catch up with y'all and talking about what we've been watching, i.e., all of the housewife shit, right?
Now, mind you, I've only seen, I've gotten through Beverly Hills up to where
Ugh,
they are currently. That is
okay.
the one I'm up to date yet. I have not seen any of Potomac short of what's been online.
Well, that's all you really needed to see, to be perfectly honest.
And I have only seen like half of the first episode of Salt Lake City because I just haven't been home. So, short
Yeah.
of what's online, I don't really know what's going on in Potomac or Salt Lake, but I'm gonna catch up today.
If you follow, I think it's called the Peach Report on
Yeah.
Instagram. If you follow that girl, whoever he, she, them, they are, they give you almost the entire episode in under 2 minutes. I live for the Peach Report. Um, oh, but Sheree and Martell. So did you
So,
hear the rumor too that apparently some of the other Atlanta housewives were talking? Apparently, it was something I read online. Allegedly. Let me say this because you girls are taking everything to court. So
y'all love support
allegedly,
nowadays.
yes. Allegedly, some of the other housewives don't fuck with Martell. I mean, and we know why. We covered it.
No,
We covered with Love and Marriage
not
Huntsville. Go back and listen to it.
not allegedly, because Candy said it on the show. Part of the reason they don't fuck with Martell is because Martell approached 2 to 3 of Candy's other friends to
I'm not
have
surprised.
this like relationship with. Now, again, this is Candy said that there was another friend of hers that Martell approached to do have a relationship with or whatever, and they filmed for some reality show. I don't know which one, but they did film for some show, and nobody picked up on the story of them dating. And
And
then
now he started
shortly
dating
after,
Sheree.
and then shortly after is when he started dating Sheree.
Mm-mm.
So according to Candy, he's been shopping this fake relationship around for a while.
And he finally met the right one.
Sheree is the one where it landed. Now, we also know the Housewife franchise are not strangers to fake relationships because we've heard
No.
about Kenya,
And
about
Walter,
Vicky, about
Vicky.
yeah, remember when she was like fake dating somebody? I don't know, like
And he
Slater.
broke up with her ass the night before the Ultimate Girls trip.
Yeah, like whoever the fuck that dude was. Yeah, like we've heard this time and time again. What was it? Danielle had a thing where like some
Danielle
guy,
Staub. I forgot
yeah,
about
where
Danielle
some
Staub.
guy was like dating her to get on the show or whatever.
And I was just actually rewatching a couple episodes of that a few days
There's
ago.
this has been a running thing with the housewives. Remember, this happened with the Kardashians, where that basketball player said he was dating Chloe to get.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about when Chris was like, okay, Miss Married for 72 hours, or was it 72 days?
It was 72 days, but yes, Chris was good for shading her daughter for that little ass marriage.
Well, I, as a married woman, like, girl, shut up. Well, now, you can talk about being married too. Never mind. We're not getting into that. That nigga, I got an
No,
embargo on that nigga.
we don't talk about him. He is sick and shut in. We don't deal with
Let
this.
that man rest. Let him lay where he lays. Let him
When
stay
I
where he
think
lays.
whatever the fuck he got going on over there, I don't care nor want to be a part. I'm not
Um,
debating with y'all about the merits of what he's saying. I do not give a flying fuck.
not at all.
Like, just get that clear. Y'all can leave me out of that fucking conversation. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about, what you think about it. I don't care. Leave
No.
me alone.
And that's it. And actually it's funny because we talked about Jersey once.
Once.
And we don't really like reference Jersey a lot.
No.
I was a fan of Jersey in the earlier seasons, not so much now. But apparently, bitch, did you see at BravoCon where Caroline and Teresa were at the Legends Ball?
Yes.
And it was the like squash the beef thing.
Yes.
When I tell you, Caroline Manzo paid that shit dust, and Teresa
Yeah.
followed suit and was like, "This ain't even it."
Teresa's face scares me. All right, so follow me here, right? Teresa Giudice is who she is. You think what you think about her, whatever, however you're pronouncing her last name nowadays, because she changes it regularly.
Oh, I was
she
you.
changed
I was vaping. You could have waited.
my
You could have waited.
You
Bitch, I
know,
almost
motherfucker
choked. My
changed
eyes
her
are
last
tearing
name
up.
from season to season. How you say her last name changes from season to season? It has been,
Judice,
you guys, it has
Giudice,
been
Jaduce.
it has been, it changes from season to season. So however
Next season,
she's
that
saying
bitch is
her
gonna be
last
Pep
name,
Boys.
right? However she's saying her last name now, we have to talk about the issue that is Teresa. One, why do Teresa be on her Instagram really pimping these fake ass pages, selling fake ass designer shit? Like,
okay.
if I see this bitch in one more fake Gucci t-shirt, I might lose it.
Yo, Natalie just friended me on Instagram. Why did I think she was a scam page until I was like, oh, this is Natalie.
Wait, Natalie who?
Natalie.
Natalie Nunn?
Poom Poom Natalie.
Oh God, why?
I thought, wait, what Natalie you thinking?
No. Like, it's just wild that y'all just got to the point of like,
Girl, I just followed her today because I just realized.
Wow, y'all just got here.
I was like, what the fuck is this scam page? Who is this
It's wild that y'all
strategic person?
I thought y'all been here.
No, I thought she was a scam page. I looked, it was like, oh, this is Natalie. Now I feel like an asshole. Nonetheless.
I truly thought y'all was here like long ago.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, and then if we go to Teresa at Bravo, Teresa's eyebrows, okay?
You talking about Bushy Brow Sensei? That's for my Naruto fans.
Yes. They're so heavy.
They all are.
And she wear her wig so far down on her forehead that it just looks like Portia, baby. I know you know her. Show her where to place her wigs.
No. Portia stays in her lane. Portia said the only double lines we cross are dollar signs. I'm staying over there. I'm cool with everybody.
Portia sells hair. Like, do the before and after with this bitch. Because
no. don't fuck with your branding.
I don't care which one of the black girls does it. Somebody pull this bitch's wig back. Because, mama, because the fact that all them hoes over in Jersey let you sit with that wig that far down on your forehead, ain't none of them bitches your friends. So I need you. See, you're friends with Nene. Nene, pull her wig back. When Nene's wigs be back, they might not be the best wigs, but they be in the right fucking place.
I'm not touching it.
No. I don't agree with all of Nene's wig choices. But Nene's wig is always in the right goddamn place.
Most of the time, yes.
Marlo, Kenya, Cynthia, somebody who knows her. Tell her to pull that wig back. Even if you pull it back half an inch, bitch, it looks better.
This is advice to all of the Black women on Real Housewives show, or any Real Housewives shows. When it comes to these white housewives, you mind your business, and we will get to that shit later.
I mean, Garcelle does.
Hold on.
Like
save it. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Bravo time. Let's go. Because Teddy Mellencamp out there beating ass.
No, that was a rumor. Because I was looking at pictures of her hair during BravoCon, and it was a woman with a similar hairstyle.
So a Teddy Mellencamp impersonator
was out here dragging. Apparently, I doubt it though.
Phaedra and Chanel being shady as fuck to each other.
When she said
she said that bitch had a quinceanera dress on.
She said you should have saved that quinceanera dress for the teenager. I said, all right, Phaedra.
I was like, wait a minute, because the dress is cute. Like,
it was okay.
It was giving Cinderella, but it was a cute dress.
I enjoy a gown like that. I think she made it look. I think it looked good on her. I'll put it that way.
Exactly. It was a
Yeah.
cute dress. It was given Cinderella. Is it a dress I myself would wear? Probably
No.
not. It was very fitting for who was wearing it.
Yeah, it
But
fitted.
it
It fit the
very much
personality,
it
and
was
she could
very much
carry it.
giving Disney princess. It was giving Princess and the Frog. It was giving
If only she was the frog. I don't
ooh.
like that lady. I don't know that I've never met that lady
So
a day in my life, but from what I've seen from her, I don't like
so
her.
wow. So fun story, right? I've never watched Real Housewives of Dubai.
You did not miss anything.
My mother, I had a whole conversation with her. My mother cannot stand her.
Her,
And
Lisa, that's
you
just
know my mother, like you know my mother likes everybody, right?
yeah. But
She
when
just
she get gutter, she get in the car and run your ass down.
yeah, mother can be a hood rat, but she for the most part likes everybody, or at least gives everybody a chance.
Yeah,
She did not like that lady at all. From
same.
she said she didn't like the lady from the first confessional, and I was like, damn, she didn't even open her mouth. She was like, it was just something about the way she looked at the camera I just didn't like, and then like
Exactly.
never liked her from there. And
No,
for all
same.
intents and purposes, apparently she's justified in this because the lady's terrible, but I don't really know. And honestly, if you're worse than Phaedra, yeah.
Okay, so they did this squash the beef thing, which was stupid and a waste of everybody's time.
But
And
didn't
they
they do that
had
with a couple of the girls, and it was just like, but why are we doing this?
they did it a couple of times throughout, like not just the Legends Ball, but throughout, I guess, BravoCon.
Mhm.
Which, if you want, you can watch certain episodes of Watch What Happens Live over on Peacock, and they are actually showing
They
the
are
Legends
the
Ball and all the BravoCon
BravoCon
shit.
episodes. Yeah, yeah. Cause like Marlo saying that Candy was the thirstiest on Bravo. That was during the BravoCon edition of Watch What Happens Live.
Okay.
And then she was like, "Oh my God, she's gonna kill me." And it's like the way Candy do not be paying you no fucking attention, bitch. And that's why you keep bringing her name up because you really want her
Candy
to have
was
that
too
attention.
busy at the premiere of The Piano Man with
Candy's
real
too
actors.
busy going to get her award from GLAAD
She's trying to
and
get an
all the
EGOT. She
other.
got things to do.
See, my thing about all right, so I'm gonna say something that might be controversial, but I don't really give a fuck because it's my opinion. I don't like Marlo as a housewife. I don't. I hate it. I hate it so much. I wish they would have kept her as a friend. As I know you girls, you Atlanta girls that love this show, really, really wanted Marlo to get the peach. I never wanted it because I knew it was gonna be a bunch of bullshit. Cause like she's never gonna talk about nothing real that's not on Instagram. Like we've been knew about the struggles with her nephews because that shit is on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I knew she wasn't gonna do anything real. It was gonna be the same silly ass shit. It's just we gotta
That
see
she's been
more of
doing.
it. I never wanted her. Like, I'm all for get your bag. I'm never for stopping someone's bag. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, fire Marlo. Like, that's weird. I'm never gonna say that. But I didn't need her as a full-time housewife because I knew we weren't gonna get deeper than this bullshit.
Okay. I feel like Marlo is a good stand-in for, and this 15th season, they need to treat it as they need to really invest into it as being the 15th anniversary.
Dude, just start.
No, don't start over. Don't start over because they're doing that with this New York Housewives, and I'm already like, this looks like Gossip Girl, and I'm okay.
I don't know. I'm interested
Bring
in
back
seeing what
Nene,
Jenna Lyons
bring
does.
back Kim,
No, no,
keep
no.
Sheree, bring back
Don't bring
Lisa
back
Wu,
Kim.
just
Leave
add all those
where the
people to
fuck
the
she is.
current cast.
Leave Kim where the fuck she is. But the reboot could be going back to the basics. Go get Lisa Wu. Go get
Yeah, bring Lisa Wu back.
figure out what the fuck Deshaun Snow is doing.
Deshaun, let me tell you something. Miss Snow is sitting up on a perch being fucking beautiful.
Exactly.
I looked at it was like, this is Deshaun. All right, Miss Snow.
Right. Go get Deshaun Snow. I know y'all said
She ain't coming back.
I know y'all said she was born and that's why y'all didn't want her, but sometimes you need the born bitch because you
You need it. Bring Cynthia back too, honestly. I feel like she's actually like
the rumor has it
vying to come back.
The rumor has that Portia's coming back.
I heard that too.
The rumor, and I'm gonna say rumor because there's been no official Bravo source and or the person involved has not said this is happening. But the rumor mill says the reason why Portia took this year off is so she didn't have to face questions about Simon.
Oh, fair.
Figured if she took,
Which explains why she did Ultimate Girls Trip instead.
exactly,
Because they're not gonna press her on that.
the whole thing was that if she took this year off and do that little spinoff show with her and her family, and then do Ultimate Girls Trip, by the time she came back to the season,
People would have forgot.
we off it.
And we off a Bolo, honestly.
Now, ain't nobody thinking about Bolo, ain't nobody thinking about Fallon, ain't nobody thinking about none of that shit no more because we don't care.
Right.
So she figured she'd take the year off, but still stay active in the Bravo universe. So you don't forget about her.
Yeah.
But she talking about what she want to talk about.
She can, that's it. She can create a narrative solely based on what it is that she wants
so
to.
It's like, even if she does go back to Atlanta, they might bring up like, but wasn't Fallon your friend or whatever like that. But anybody gonna really say that because they all know how this shit works.
Exactly.
They all know that these friend of shows 9, 10 out of 10, you don't really know this bitch.
No, you don't have.
It's just somebody trying to test on the show and they gotta bring them in by somebody who already there.
Or this person is a friend of a friend of. It's a peripheral friend.
Right.
It's somebody like or 2 or 3 times removed. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, I know you. What's up?
A lot of times it really do be somebody that you don't really know like that.
Yeah.
The whole Fallon and Portia's whole relationship, which I don't even really understand why people were so hung up on Portia dating Simon, because it's like their whole relationship was the father of Portia's child knows Simon, not friends, not business partners, just knows him.
Dennis, yeah.
From working through the same industries.
It's peripheral.
And this just happens to be his wife. There's no real connection to Portia.
No. No, it was solely peripheral. It literally was like, oh yeah, I know you.
Because it's Atlanta, and if you a nigga in Atlanta, y'all all know each other.
Especially if you own a restaurant or work in hospitality.
Every Black person in Atlanta, especially because it's like a big city, but it's a small town at the same time. Every Black person in Atlanta moving through certain industries know each other. We say this all the time because all the Black musicians in Atlanta, they're
all know each other,
friends or cousins.
Yeah.
Else. All the Black reality stars all know each other. Like y'all all move through the same circles. Atlanta's not that fucking big.
It's not. Especially not when you're talking about access to wealth
not
and entertainment. It's not
anything, even like if it's fake wealth, because you know Atlanta's also Atlanta, much like Brooklyn, the home of the scammer.
Fuck that, Manhattan.
I don't know. Scams are born and bred in Brooklyn. They do move to Manhattan, but Brooklyn is where they come to fruition. But it's really being a person of color in any industry in any city.
Yeah.
Like, as me and you move through the world, being here in New York, as big of a city as this is,
I'm already running into people that know people.
We already
and I only been here 6 months.
People that know people that we know, like we're already like we do that. And
yeah,
like, you've only lived here 6 months. I've only been really, really active on this side of things for a year. And I'm running into people that know me because of this or that, or this, you know, it's when you get to be a person of color in certain spaces, avenues, it's not that big.
It's not. It never is, honestly.
You always know somebody that knows somebody. So for everybody's a friend of somebody. Like I guarantee if I went down to the set of the Real Housewives of New York, I'm gonna know somebody that knows at least one of them.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. Everybody's a friend of somebody.
Well, speaking of Atlanta, did you see the picture that the girls all took together with Phaedra here and Kandi 3 or 4 people down? I said, okay, we doing this now.
They're bringing
Kandi handled it with grace.
But you know, Kandi, supposedly this upcoming season is her last season.
Probably, and I wouldn't blame her. It's been what, 14 years at that point?
Yeah.
She's the longest consecutive running housewife.
in franchise history, not just in Atlanta, like in literally
Exactly.
series history. She's the longest running consecutive.
So hold on, because this kind of doubles back to the squash the beef thing too, right? So Vicky was sitting there
Mhm.
and she had an issue with Ashley Darby, which was stupid. She was rude to Ashley.
That
But
was
Kenya
weird.
came
I
up.
never got their issue. It was
I
like,
was like, Ashley, shut up.
but I also Ashley Darby just be talking a lot. And
That's it. She just be
like,
talking. It
what?
was when Kenya stood up and was like, yeah, Vicky said if it wasn't for us, we wouldn't be here. And I thought about it and it was like, hold on, wait a minute. Atlanta is what saved every franchise of Bravo. Let's
Yeah.
be perfectly honest, because
And,
Orange
and
County was falling off, New
Orange
York was
County, New
falling
York,
off,
Jersey, they
Atlanta was the
all
one that
were
was
falling apart.
holding on. And
Atlanta
Candy, unlike
has
Vicky, has been on that show consistently longer than you have. So yes, you might have been on the first franchise, and you might have been the one to open the door, but it was the black girls that put
but
that doorstop in and
yeah.
said, "Let's run it."
We're not going to act like Atlanta hasn't consecutively been the most popular franchise until
Exactly.
about 3 years ago.
And now only second to Potomac, to be perfectly
I'm about to
frank.
say, and now Potomac is the most popular franchise. It's like Potomac and then Atlanta and Beverly Hills go back and forth depending on which season. OC ain't been the most popular franchise ever.
When people are like, "Oh yeah, I watched Real Housewives of Orange County," I instantly don't trust you,
I've never
like
met
as a person, because
anybody,
I don't trust your judgment.
I've never met anybody who isn't my mother who watches Real Housewives of Orange County. But in my mother's case, she's one of those people who just kind of turns on Bravo and lets it
And
go.
let it play, yeah.
Yeah, like the
You
way
probably watch, what
she
is it? Summer House, Winter House,
watches
Southern
all of it.
Charm,
Ladies
Northern
of
Decadence,
London,
whatever it is.
all of it.
The
She
Real
watches
House
all of it.
Girlfriends of Paris, all that
The Real
bullshit.
Girlfriends of Paris, Ladies of London, all of it. She watches all of that. And it's just like, which also one of the girls that's on Real Girlfriends of Paris was on College Hill, like season 2. That is hilarious to
I
me.
need to dig a dive. I'll do a dive later.
She was on like season 1 or 2 of College Hill on BT. That is so fucking funny to me.
Oh,
Like this bitch said, I'm gonna get a reality show check. I don't give a fuck in what capacity. Because
I don't look. I don't blame her.
she was on one of the really early seasons of College Hill. She might have been on the season they went to the Caribbean, but I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember.
was she the girl? I think she had blonde curly hair, like a sandy
I
blonde.
genuinely couldn't tell you. I didn't really watch College Hill because that came on during my super work BET strike.
Yes, yes. Fair.
It was
It's
a
also
dark
fair.
time in my life when I was super woke, where I needed a fucking nap, and like I'm on this weird ass beat. It was weird.
No, because BT was awful.
Yes, but
Let's be honest. It's only been till
also,
recently BT has started to put out quality programming.
but it was also quite strange that I
Also, shout out to Miss Pat and the Miss Pat show. I love that show.
have not watched it.
Slightly problematic, but very funny. And it's like problematic in the way of like, okay, we're trying, but they don't quite have all of the nuances as of yet.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, so two things real quick to just kind of round out BravoCon. Um, so well, the one of these is a dual thing. So the Stampede, where they had to increase
Yeah,
security the
that
next
was
day,
wild too.
and them overselling tickets to the panels and people being pissed off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
to kind of wrap BravoCon up, and this is just a tidbit of our final topic of the day, Lisa Rinna got booed.
And promptly cussed everybody out because
It's
she
like,
got booed. She did
you
that
can
weird
take it, own it.
Stone
Fuck you,
Cold
bitch.
Steve Austin double bird situation.
Lisa Rinna is just a garbage human being. But once again, we'll get into that a
You know what,
little
though?
bit later.
All right, we'll get there.
Because let me tell you something. I have had the reason why I set up BravoCon in Salt Lake because they were kind of, I don't want to say, they were the nothings, right? Potomac and Beverly Hills incited such a burning hot rage. So we'll dive into Salt Lake very quickly. Just because you haven't really, it's 4 episodes out. You've seen maybe one, maybe two,
Right, I don't have shit.
and nothing has really like really happened. Like,
Sorry, my computer was dying and like it was a lot
I
happening.
know I keep looking at my battery, like, we good, we good.
No, my computer, like I got the alert that was like 10%. It's like, oh shit. So anybody watching this video will see just like a background and the computer moving.
Shifting.
Plug it up. It was just weird.
So with Salt Lake, not much is happening. And okay, so here's the thing. The main thing that's happening is that Whitney's figuring out her childhood trauma, figuring out that she was abused, brains and bodies sent to wall off. Yeah.
By who? What?
I don't recall exactly who. I think it was family, but she's apparently she has walled it off to the point where she mentioned in earlier seasons where she was like, yeah, I don't remember anything from 9 to 16.
I remember her saying that.
Well, apparently her siblings were telling her, yeah, it's because you were abused, and they're all trying to navigate and piece these things together. She's trying to dig up all of this shit, right? Okay, the heaviest thing is out the way. Shout out to Whitney for doing the work.
I was about to say that like made my chest hurt.
I know. I was like, that's what I was like. I want to get through that one real quick so we can get to the funny shit. So apparently, did you heard about the rumor that Whitney and Meredith was talking about with Lisa like sucking dick to get Vita tequila placements and jazz tickets?
I heard that.
So when they said jazz tickets, I was like, who the fuck are they gonna go see? Kenny G, Al Jarreau? I ain't sucking dick to see Al Jarreau, bitch. It was the Utah Jazz. It was basketball. My dumb ass. I said, bitch, we sucking dick for Miles Davis. What are we doing?
So I saw the sucking dick for jazz tickets and Vita placements. And my thing is, I knew they were talking about the Utah Jazz, but I still said, who the fuck is sucking dick for jazz tickets?
I mean, still applicable.
Like,
still applicable.
I don't follow basketball as closely as I used to, but I haven't known the Utah Jazz to be a team worth seeing since Karl Malone was there. Like it's
wait, didn't he change his name?
Karl Malone?
Isn't he Metta World Peace?
That's right. That's Ron Artest.
One fuck nigga to another.
Karl Malone is the nigga that called himself the mailman or the postman or some shit.
Wait, was he the one that was talking about the bitches in Flint washing their pussy with dirty water?
No, that was not him.
Oh.
This nigga is trash. But not in that way. This nigga that got 11 fucking kids and he don't take care of it. He owned a bunch of Saturn dealerships.
Okay, last, is this the nigga? Is this the nigga that Gloria Govan? No, Laura Govan?
No, that was Gilbert Arenas. Different nigga.
Oh no, Gilbert, that's right. Gilbert Arenas was the Flint pussy bitch.
Yes, and he's also the nigga that brought the gun to the stadium, and that's why he don't play basketball no more.
The chickens have come to roost.
Yeah, he brought a loaded gun into the locker room, and that's why he don't play basketball. Well, that among things.
That's his fault.
But that was Gilbert Arenas, his big ass nose.
Yeah, that is all his fault.
Because he's also the same one that made all them weird ass comments about that Catch Me Outside girl before she turned 18.
And okay.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the whole time I thought that Lisa was sucking dick for tickets to go see Ella Fitzgerald's hologram or some shit.
Motherfucker. No.
I was very confused. It's like, did you sucking dicks for jazz in the park?
But what does that say? Because I knew it was the Utah Jazz and still had the same reaction. Like, why the fuck did you sucking dick for Utah Jazz tickets, bitch? What? Hold on. Right. I feel like I gotta see what the fuck the Utah Jazz ended last season with.
I feel like this whole thing was Meredith, because Meredith and Whitney both had issues with Lisa. They both, which Meredith and Whitney, yeah, Whitney, they both, what Whitney refuses to actually acknowledge, they both sat back and had this conversation. It was like, yo, I heard this, and then turned around and was like, I don't believe it.
So actually, Utah Jazz was good last year.
Oh, were you?
Apparently, I really don't keep up with basketball. I mean, I knew I didn't, so I knew I was just talking shit. But they were apparently good. They won 52 and lost 20.
Oh.
They were apparently number one in the Western Conference ahead of the Suns
Oh.
and
Okay.
Nuggets.
Well, fuck a doo wop bop bop bop. Shit, there's no hologram needed. Okay.
And so far this season, they've won their first two games.
Well, maybe she was sucking dick to be courtside.
I'm still not sucking dick for Utah Jazz tickets.
No.
Nobody go there. That's not enough. It's not enough press coverage for me to suck dick to get these courtside tickets. Like,
Right.
it's like, what is the game here? Because don't nobody. I need. Is it a Lakers game? Is it a Knicks game? Is it?
It's not even a Clippers.
But see, yeah, because the paparazzi goes to the Clippers game. Is it a game that somebody who can take my photograph and get me on a blog?
It ain't even a Pistons game.
Yeah, because the press will go to a Pistons game because a good B or C list celebrity will be there.
Always. Cash Out was there last night. The night before last.
You can catch a Cash Doll. You can catch a.
She said, I heard you bitches was looking for me. Well, bitch, I'm sitting courtside.
But
and I didn't suck dick to get the tickets.
She be performing for them all the time. So
oh yeah, no doubt.
You do a lot of stuff. But you can catch an Eminem there. You can catch somebody that somebody give a fuck about.
Yeah.
In a Detroit game. At a Utah Jazz game, anybody like that's not if the whole point of sucking dick for courtside is because you want clout, that's not the clout team. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the move.
Well, according to Meredith and Whitney, they didn't believe it at all, quote air quotations.
But y'all said it, so y'all clearly
they said it.
Whenever they say this on any of these housewife shows, I'm like, if you didn't believe it at all, you wouldn't.
Then this shouldn't have been a topic of discussion.
So it's either you're repeating it because you believe it on some capacity, or y'all have to admit that production manipulates everything y'all talk about.
Or you bring it up to create whatever is necessary for you to maintain that paycheck.
Right, but that still goes into production manipulating because whether they say something or not, if you're bringing shit up because you know this will get you more screen time with the production, it's still, but y'all want to say production ain't involved. This is just how y'all operate or whatever. If we're gonna move on, this is just how y'all operated, then y'all believe that on some level because what would be the fucking point of talking about it?
Exactly.
I don't talk about shit that I know don't have no credence.
I mean, I do, but I'm also like, you ain't gonna fight me, so.
I do on here, but if it's
no, I mean in real life too, because they ain't gonna fight me.
But the thing about it, if it's somebody I know and somebody I know well, and somebody bring me some bullshit, and I don't believe it, I'm not saying it to nobody else.
No.
Because I'm not going to give it the life for somebody else to believe it. Right?
Well, Whitney ends up involving Heather into this discussion. And she's like, well, we should tell Lisa, I feel like I'm in the middle. No, Heather didn't. So Whitney keeps saying that I feel like I'm in the middle. It's like, you're not in the middle. Like, you were the cause of this discussion. You're the beginning. And instead of just leaving it alone and letting it lie, you decide to have a discussion with Lisa in front of everybody. Was like, well, these are the rumors. That's that clip where you see Lisa scream, are you serious? And then she runs off in her tired ass fucking. Okay, we were doing a sexy lingerie party. Lisa comes in men's pajamas.
What was happening?
That's what it was. But she goes running off in the pajamas.
Why they were dressed this way? I was very confused.
Well, Jen was throwing a garbage whore dinner where they were going to sit around in sexy lingerie and eat large chunks of meat, which actually I'm about.
It sounds fun.
It does.
It's something we need to do.
Also, it sounds very comfortable, very breezy.
I don't know. Lingerie ain't always comfortable depending on what you did. Some of them hoes had on corsets. Corsets ain't comfortable.
No, and they were eating with them. Jen looked sickening though. I would say Jen looked sickening. Jen looked, I just thought about it. Jen looked like Willem. It was the exact same outfit, season 4, that lace bodysuit, that little corset, and the fucking heels. All she needed was the hat. But this whole trip was supposed to be about like them chilling, right? And supporting Jen. Jen was on chill and everybody else was acting the fuck up. And forgot about the reason why they were even there. So Jen collected her shit and left. She sure did. Heather and Whitney were just saying fuck you and all that. And while that was going on, Jen is packing her bags. It was like, I'm done.
That has been a running thing for Jen. Coming from last season, it's been a lot of like, I'm going to pack my belongings and leave because you
She's
hoes.
like, I'm out. Also, Salt Lake, Bravo needs to figure out how to get Mary back because there's definitely something missing in that. Like Mary needs to be back on that show. They need her because this season, the last 4 episodes, it's just trying.
Mary is a balancing force on that show.
I will not say that. She
No,
is
no,
a
no.
force, but
No,
not
no,
a
no.
balance.
The reason why I say that she's a balancing force on that show is because she'll jump down in the mess, but not in the same way they do. Like it's a very holy argument. She's not going to get too loud. She's not going to go too far.
That's
It's very
true.
much of Jesus. Like it's very much like,
If you come for me, I'll
may the
send Jesus
Lord
after
be with
you.
you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's old lady. It's old church lady shit.
It's very much a church lady argument. It's like they are firmly for the mess. They want to be in the mess. They want to be a part of the mess. Church ladies love the mess.
Yes.
But in the holiest way possible. Because like, I'm gonna say some shady shit, but then also say in Jesus' name, or I'm praying for you.
Yes.
Or I am
and I'm yet praying for you.
I'm praying for your soul and your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you nothing but blessings. Like it's that Christian spin on the normal shady that they do. But instead of yelling "fuck you," she gonna yell "bless you, my child." You
That's
know
it. Yeah,
like,
I get
it's
you.
a different element to the shady that was unique to Salt Lake that I miss.
Salt Lake needs her. We'll see what this new girl brings when they finally pop her ass up in. But I feel like it's just going to be given. It's going to be given to Orange County, and I don't like Orange County.
I forgot
Like
they
I'm
were
okay
bringing
on
a
it.
new girl in.
Yeah. Okay. So to the meat. Well, to the potatoes. Not quite the meat of today's episode. So you've already had your appetizers, girl. I hope you're not full because this is the entree.
That you are.
And she comes in 2 courses.
I hope you're sated but not full. Like you're ready for what we have going next. Because a bitch has feelings about Beverly fucking.
No, not that. Not that.
No. Because I can't give a whole lot to Potomac. I haven't seen it. So this is kind of gonna be your show. But when we get to Beverly Hills, a bitch has feelings.
No, same. That's why I went to save Beverly Hills. Potomac, 2 episodes.
Why? So, all right.
What you've seen in clips has essentially been the episode.
The one thing I will say of Potomac, the 2 things I will say of Potomac. One, what the fuck did Mia do to her face?
Oh yeah.
Why she look like Jigsaw?
I wasn't gonna go there.
I'm very confused. I haven't seen the episode, so maybe it's just in that weird ass video that her and Candace did at BravoCon to make her look like that. But I don't understand what these cheek implants is doing. I'm very confused because she was very pretty, and I don't know why she didn't just leave her fucking face alone. But whatever.
No.
You do what makes you feel well. The other thing, which is more substantial, Gizelle ain't shit.
Okay. Hold it.
Never been shit. Gizelle ain't gonna be shit.
So because you brought up Mia and segue into Gizelle, perfect place. So Mia apparently has lumps, right? And are they on her ovaries?
I'm not sure.
Or breast. She has lumps somewhere. Oh, it was breast cancer. That was the scare.
I did hear about a potential cancer scare, but I didn't know the details of it.
Well, nobody did. And according to Mia, even she doesn't right now. They're still trying to figure it out. Right. Okay. Mia makes a post, and it's a post about, possibly having breast cancer. And then she makes another post about how it's not breast cancer, but we're still trying to figure out. Mm-hmm. For Gizelle, Jizzy, Jiz. Let's just call her Jiz. Let's just let's just call her Ski because she ain't no better than a dirty nigga semen.
Let's call her non-existent because fuck this bitch. Like,
oh no, she's still the problem is that she does exist. That her raggedy ass hoe ass daddy and her raggedy ass mama did not raise that woman to be an actual decent fucking person. I don't know what Jamal did to that woman, but we have to reap the consequences of this shit. And that is unfair.
And the thing about it is, I don't know her.
Don't want to.
Don't care to.
Don't want to be around her.
And even if this is just creative Bravo editing to make you the villain,
it's
I
not.
think it's all the time. They can't edit what you didn't do.
That's exactly why I say it's not. When she came up to, okay, so first, hold on. So first, when she said, this woman sits up and says, Kara's the only woman that I know that would do a springtime party in a Mexican restaurant. And I thought about it, I was like, does this bitch not realize that Mexico gets spring as well? Okay, girl.
Do we not realize that Cinco de Mayo is in spring?
Well, I don't even think she realizes that margaritas
in a Mexican restaurant
originate out of Mexico. But you know.
What? No, Cinco de Mayo is very much made up by white people. It has nothing to do with Mexico for real. But it's completely springtime parties in Mexican restaurants. Like, what are we talking about, girl?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, you dumb cunt? We'll get into the use of the word cunt later. But
I'm not objecting, and I hate that word. It tells you all you need to know.
Hello. They're at this party. Mia comes in, right? They've already had these previous conversations about Mia seeking attention, and cancer isn't anything to play with, right? Mm-hmm. The only thing that I felt was wrong on Mia's in this conversation, or in this entirety of things, was I tend to be a more private person. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, I'm not going to post on social media, right? That's just a me thing. Mia's very different. Mia has a large following. Mia has friends and fans, right? So she felt like it was her obligation to keep them in the loop as to what was going on with her, what have you. But the woman posted it. And the woman's obviously going through this. And for Giselle and that god-awful wig that she keeps calling this man Cal, I'll hold on to that one. Giselle and that god-awful wig to come up into this woman's face, and Robin as well. Because initially the conversation was Giselle, Robin, Karen, and
Robin. The reason why, so this is why I have so much vitriol for Giselle and not as much.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. I'm hating the picture. I'm Picasso.
I'm sorry. The wine is starting to hit. I've had almost a full bottle.
Oh my God. All I've had is coffee and a green juice.
No, painfully sober. Taking advantage of her day off because I got to go to work tomorrow at like 7 a.m. So.
For Giselle to come up to Mia and say, hey, Mia, so cancer, no cancer? What's going on?
Ew.
That's exactly what she said.
That is disgusting.
I would have spit in that bitch's face.
Like the way she would have got punched, like the fuck is wrong? Bitch, we're talking about my health. It's not like I said I'm gonna go buy chocolate covered coffee beans or some other weird ass irrelevant shit. Bitch.
Right.
Are you stupid? Why would you ever?
Well, we just thought you were doing it for attention. What kind of shit is that to say?
What the fuck?
What kind of shit is that to say out loud?
Because you spent 3 seasons talking about this nigga that cheated on you just to pretend to be back with this nigga because you wanted some motherfucking attention. Don't mean everybody do this shit for the internet, bitch.
Exactly.
Like, are you stupid? Why would you fucking say that shit? Like,
and of course, Robin and that god awful hair color comes creeping into the side. Talking about, yeah, we trying to
this is what I was about to say, and this is why I be mad at Giselle and not Robin, because Giselle be doing this shit because this bitch is miserable and hateful. Robin just want to be a fucking part because this nigga done embarrassed her so many goddamn times on fucking national TV that she be trying to keep his ass off the goddamn television so she can get into anybody else's shit that don't involve Juan Dixon showing the fuck up, because every time he show up on camera, he gonna embarrass that ass.
And you know what? Juan does not embarrass Robin on this show. Robin embarrasses herself because she continuously
in situations
exactly
that you know damn well he's not gonna be a part of.
And you have these conversations with him that, like, y'all have decided that y'all were going to move on, right? Y'all have decided y'all were going to start a new life. I got this new house, these babies, and all of this shit. Right. Y'all want to have a new baby. Why are we still having the same conversations?
Do y'all or do you?
Years ago.
Do y'all want to have a new baby or do you want to have a new baby?
Exactly.
Juan Dixon is very fine
He
with
all right.
just cohabitating.
He like, I'm cool. I love you. You love me. We got the kids. We good.
We be fucking on each other sometimes. We raising these kids together. We ain't gotta have nothing else.
Juan
He's
don't want the drama.
fine.
And all she want to do is drag his ass on this camera
He,
and constantly remind him of the time that he cheated.
the only
And
reason
you made the
I
choice
really
to move
think
on. So you have to move on, bitch.
the way I see it, and this is what I've been saying for a while, the only reason she pressing him to get married again is because this shit's on TV and everybody pressing her about why the fuck is you still living with this nigga who you not married to?
Who's pressing
Because
her? Who's like actually legitimately pressing
no
her and
real
not using it
people.
as a read? No, Giselle is.
Yeah,
Everybody else uses it as a read.
everybody else is just
It's
reading
fodder for
her.
everybody else.
But it's very much like, oh, let me make it so y'all don't have nothing to say.
That's what it is.
You were completely fine living with this nigga and not being married.
You were happy.
Find this work. Y'all didn't start having issues until you start pressing him behind the fact this lonely ass bitch is pressing you.
Well, that lonely ass bitch, Mia finally, TikTok Mia, well, Mia hit the clock. That bitch punched in, looked that woman in her face and said, fuck you, Giselle. She went, fuck me, and Giselle scattered off into the wind until bitch Katie emerges with bald head and green eyes.
Katie,
bitch, Katie.
She showed back up.
Katie showed up. Katie turned around and was looking at everybody and was like, I'm not even kidding you.
The way I thought Katie was in a mental institution for real, because the last time she was on that show, that bitch seemed very unhinged. She was giving Britney Spears. I thought she was in a mental institution.
That's another lady I got an embargo on. I don't want her in my life, but continue. Not Katie, Britney. I'm okay. Makes me uncomfortable.
She was giving Britney. She
makes me uncomfortable.
Twirling in the entryway.
Talk about legislate my pussy.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
No. Embargo. Katie shows up, bald head and green eyes. And all of a sudden, Giselle goes, oh, well, you know, Ray has a crush on Katie because they did this little couple question game. They're like, oh, if you weren't with your wife, which of the other friends would you be with? And Ray was like, oh, Katie.
Also said that Chris was trying to fuck her.
Hold on, girl, hold on. We're setting the scene. Girl, you got your foot on the gas. This is a journey.
That's because these hoes annoy me. Like
it's the journey, not the destination, girl.
Bitches. Like Giselle succeeded in convincing Ashley to divorce that nigga she was with. Granted, she should have.
She should have.
But
you mean divorce her father?
Granted, it should have happened because Michael Darby is
trash.
But you succeeded in getting this girl to divorce her nigga, and now you going to start. You tried to break up Monique and Chris.
That didn't happen.
Trying to break up. Like, bitch, if you're lonely and your nigga fucking on Phaedra and you mad about it, just say that.
That's girl.
Just say that.
She ups her shitty factor just by a notch with the Katie and Ray thing, and Katie grabs Ray's ass. Then she sits down with Ashley and was like, so you're not getting divorced? That's not a real divorce. Because Ashley, for whatever reason, Ashley and Michael are buying a house together. Ashley's like, he's gonna buy me a house, so I don't give a fuck. And I don't blame her. It's in the name of the LLC. As long as my name is somewhere on that saying that I'm the property holder as well. Excuse me, as well. I can give a fuck about that.
That's kind of stupid to me, but
I mean, look, I don't blame her.
What Ashley does is stupid to me. In my
truth.
So, you know.
But she also lets it slip in the midst of like trying to read Ashley about this whole house thing that Robin's name is the only one in the house. Right. And Robin quickly explains, like, yo, Juan's credit's fucked up.
Yeah.
She was like, that's the only reason why. It's like, yeah, his credit's fucked. Like, mine is better. Like, my name should be on the house. It keeps everything at a lower rate, which makes perfect fucking sense.
It does.
But Giselle tries to turn it into, well, Robin's name is on this house because she don't trust this man. And she want to make sure that she's good. And Robin's like, no, his credit is just fucked up. Like, that's all.
But then it's like, Robin, lady, at what point does your desire to be on this show wane to your common sense around who this bitch is.
Exactly.
Because this ain't the first, second, or third time that she's tried to shit on you.
No, to your face.
Make herself look better or to make a fucking point. So at
Girl,
what
you
point,
were going through depression, trying to navigate that, feeling as if you were not being not only the best mother, the best wife, or the best for you. And this woman looked you in the face and said, you can't do that because you've got a fine ass man. Not uplift you, not sit back and say, you know what, girl, this time has been hard on everybody. And I fully understand it. You need to talk to someone.
No, she said your nigga too fine for you to be this lazy.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I got to give her tough love. It's like, that's
together.
not tough love. That is abuse.
And
like, this woman's at a low point.
You don't get your shit together, I'm gonna fuck on your nigga. That's basically what she said. Like,
well, since we're talking about being sneaky links, now we can get into Ashley, Giselle, and Candace.
Now,
which
okay,
I am very proud of Candace.
Me too. But what annoyed me was when you see the full conversation between Chris and these women, it is very clear this is just, it's very innocent. It's very like, when you see the full conversation,
he looks at these women as being like, oh, they're friends. They're friends of the family.
They're co-workers. These are co-workers. These are friends. These are people I can feel comfortable inviting to my space.
Hold on. My work friends. There till 5 p.m.
That's very much what this is. It was like we were all in the same space because this work engagement, let's unwind together. So
that's it.
For Giselle to then try to take it and paint it as if he was saying, my wife out of town, let me get that pussy, is weird as fuck. And this bitch is lonely.
It's okay. So it starts with Ashley, and she's like, yeah, Chris texts me at 4:00 in the morning, talking about let's go, like, come to the W. And she's talking to Robin about it initially. And Robin's like, yeah, he's the general manager of View.
Right.
Which once that was said, and even when that was said, she goes, oh, okay. I can get the initial, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, and then once the clarity hit, it's like, oh, this ain't shit.
It's like, oh no, he's the general manager of the restaurant over
that
here.
Is it.
It's like, oh, bet he telling me to come hang out because he's at the space and he's like, y'all can come. I got y'all. That's like you telling me to come to your bar.
And you know what? And this was the thing too, because she kept harping on it being 2:40 in the morning. For those of you who don't work in hospitality or restaurant industry, that's like 7 p.m. to us.
Exactly.
Because we are up at that hour. And a lot of times, like, I'll text people with no, like, I'll just like, they'll text me in the morning when they get up to it. But it's just when I'm thinking about shit. A lot of times it is 2 to 4 a.m.
2, 3, 4 o'clock text from
yes.
Or my other bartender friends that's like, are you?
That's our 7, 8 p.m.
Come hang out. We're gonna go over here. Come meet me or whatever.
We're catching last call at a place or some shit. Yeah. Like there was nothing to it. Yeah. And the moment that, because the clarity hit, because Robin was like, yeah, no, he just runs that. She's like, oh, okay. But then proceeds to have a conversation with Candace and doesn't say like, hey, so this is the thing. Chris texted me at 2:40. I didn't understand the full scope of what it was. I didn't know that he was the GM of it. What I'm really trying to do is just bring this to light. I don't want you to go through his phone and be like, yo, you texted. I don't want no issues. No
weird shit.
Now I know what it is.
Like, he was there. He knew I was in the area. He said, come hang out.
Right. Hang out. I'll buy you a round or two. Right. And for Candace to sit there and go, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you weren't trying to be messy. I was like, all right, Candace. Because I was waiting for her to snap off on that one. And then with Giselle.
So this is Candace's post on Twitter. Let me pull it up because I'm going to say exactly what she said. Because what she said made total sense to me. Because it's just like, what was your fucking point? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. Keep talking because I'm trying to find it.
Okay. Um, so Candace has this discussion with Ashley. Ashley essentially walks away feeling like, well, we squashed it and there's no issue. And Candace is like, this feels messy, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Giselle is running back to Robin. She mentioned it to Robin after the reunion last year
Mm.
that she was made to feel uncomfortable by Chris.
Yeah.
And she gives us the play by play of everything that happened. Chris asked her, could they have a private conversation? She said, yeah, let's go to my room. And she says, yes, let's go to my room because according to her, she thinks that her glam is still there.
Mm.
Nobody's there. It's just them. They talk. He leaves. It's done. Giselle feels uncomfortable, which which baffled me the fact that Giselle can run back after the fact and say that I feel uncomfortable when she's been so willing and so open to say whatever the fuck she wants to anybody else at any given time. That instead of establishing this boundary with Chris of like, oh yo, nobody's here. Hold up. Like, let's go someplace else. I just don't want no mess. You're a married man. I don't want no issues. I don't want no gossip. I don't want none of that. But I'm more than happy to talk to you in a different location where other people may be. Instead of saying that, she decides to sit there and have this conversation. And then she runs back. And this is why I said I was going to hold off on the cowpunk. Then she decides to go back and say, Chris said goodbye to Cal. And Cal said he didn't like it because he knew he wasn't there. Cal is not your friend. If Cal was your friend, he would not let you walk out your house, not let you get on TV with them trifling ass, raggedy ass, gutter snipe ass wigs that he set atop of your skull. He
Mm.
is not your friend. That nigga is your enemy. And instead of you sitting back and realizing that you look like a whole ass raggedy fool and this nigga got it out for you, you want to play run tell that ass bitch with some stupid shit that punk got to say.
Right.
He make you look a fool and you continue with the actions.
Mm.
What is the old saying? It starts from the head. In her case, it really does with that trifling ass wig she always got on. Pick one. That bitch is raggedy. And then proceeds to have this conversation with Robin about like, oh yeah, well, I felt uncomfortable. And even Robin, which still surprised me in that situation, she was like, yeah, no, it's not that,
I
Giselle.
still think that Robin is starting to see Giselle for who she is.
I honestly kind of think
I
so. The
think
Mia thing put
so.
me off, but this like Robin is. It looks like Robin's starting to position herself to finally be her own person,
Yeah.
and that is going to be interesting in the way that the season plays out, if it plays out that way,
Because
because they're
Giselle
going to harp
is
this Candace Chris
Minion.
storyline on to the end. Like this is going to branch off, cause a bunch of arguments, fights, but this is going to be the root of the entire season.
Yeah.
Candace,
I really cannot find what she said in response because it was
check Peach
like
Report.
a really good response to this as far as like what she could have said, and I just literally cannot find it.
Are you on the Peach Report or are you on her Twitter?
Her Twitter I can't find.
I couldn't find it either.
I think she might have deleted her Twitter. I cannot find it.
Check Peach Report because they'll have all of that.
I
Shout
was
out to them once again.
I was on there and I didn't see the tweets that I'm talking about. I saw it and I don't even see it like posted where I saw it earlier. So I think it might have been deleted.
It might have. I remember seeing a response where it was like, "Oh, so we're going to be the storyline this season."
There was
Um,
that, and then she talked about how like she thinks it's really, really convenient that because Giselle don't have
a man,
Jamal to base
a
her
hobby,
story
a
around.
business,
She's
an
not trying to
interest,
do them, and then it
class,
goes into
dignity,
shut up,
integrity.
shut up. And then
I
it
mean,
goes to
if we're
how
gonna list all the things that Giselle doesn't have, we can start now, and
Giselle
I'll be
is
done by
so,
7.
and then it goes into how she's so miserable, and it's
Cheers.
unfortunate that she's training other women to be as miserable as she is because she's raising daughters in her misery. And
When she said that, I said, "Ooh."
it's unfortunate for everybody else in the world of what she's unleashing because she has all this shit she hasn't dealt with and she's passing it along to her daughters. But
Generational
there's a
trauma.
reason why, and then it was something along the lines of there's a reason why your daughters don't want to see you and their father together because they know that you're a terrible fucking miserable person and no one deserves to be bothered with you. There's a
I
why
missed
your
that
daughters
one.
always seem really over it in filming because they're tired of dealing with your negativity like the rest of us are because you're terrible, you're awful, you're
She
miserable,
is.
and you're so busy spreading your misery around that you can't even see what it's doing to your own kids. Why do you think your daughters don't
Yes.
talk?
She
Why
truly is.
yeah, like it was like 9 tweets. It was like, why do you think your daughters don't never talk? Why do you think that you don't feel as close to them because you're so fucking miserable and you can't see past your own goddamn misery that you don't even see what you're doing to them by spreading this bullshit around? First,
Yes.
bullshit about their father, which tainted their image about him, and then now it's bullshit about everybody else. There's a reason why the only friend you have is Robin, and that's because she don't fucking think for herself and
I don't even think she got a friend in Jesus anymore.
I don't know that Robin's her friend. I think it's a cute alliance for the show.
I think Robin is actually her friend. I think
I
Robin
don't
actually
know
is like
that
her
Robin's
friend.
her friend. I think it was this Green Eye Bandits thing.
Well, no, they're always like out. They're always out
That's what I'm
together.
saying. I think it became a cute branding thing for the show. And now they do the podcast and they do.
Which reasonably, girl, let me tell. Let's hold on. Let's pull over here
I've not listened
just
to
for
their
a quick
podcast.
second.
I have no desire to. So.
Never will. Don't care about it. But this is where I'm at. What I'm absolutely positively disgusted and tired with is straight black women invading black queer spaces, picking and choosing what they want to take, much like white people do. Let's be frank and honest, and then running with it and think that they're creating something of their own.
And
That
then
originally shady shit, bitch. What she doesn't know, and what none of these ladies really truly know, is that in the real world, playing games of shade and reading oftentimes get your ass beat. It
but
gets your
let's
teeth knocked
go.
out. It
But
gets your
let's go
face bashed
one.
on a
But
curb.
let's go
So
one
if you
step
don't want to be
further.
in that, then don't play games of shade and
But
reading.
let's go one step
If you
further
can't
because
stand up and ain't got the hands, then shut the fuck up.
no, if we go one step further, because they then pick and choose these elements from queer culture to use to make themselves more interesting, more lit, more whatever else.
And then want to put boundaries on
Then,
what you can say and what you can't say in response.
but then want to then use homophobia as their go-to insult.
Exactly. So that reasonably shady is reasonably trashy. It's garbage. Fuck off.
Every time these girls try to come for Ashley, it's always based in homophobia. Every time they try to come for Candy, it's based in a level of homophobia. They always want to use homophobia as their insults. When Marlo tried to come for Sheree and was like, "That's why you ain't married because you want to stay hanging with them faggots and shit like that."
Yeah.
Like, y'all want to use gay and queer people to make you lit because you want our slang, you want our appearance, you want our makeup tips, our wardrobe tips, our wig choices. Y'all, you want all of that.
Yes.
But then you use this homophobia, this queer phobia as your go-to insult because you know it's gonna make an impact.
That's it.
And it's like you can't be you want to jump up on the pride floats, but still want to say shit like, "Oh, because you hanging with them faggots." Like, come on, bro. You can't have it both fucking ways.
Girl, go away. I just
But
I watch this show because when they get into Giselle's and Candace's, like Wendy last season, Monique, when people like that go after folks that are like this, it is fulfilling. Because
but you know what though, this on us because we keep letting them come to the Pride Parade.
That's also we pay them to come to these things. Why?
We keep paying them to come to these things. We keep going to try to jump on their teams to be their stylists, to be their hairstylists, to provide them with free wigs. To not in Giselle's case, because that bitch be tacky as fuck. And I don't know who the fuck.
Bitch, I just said that nigga is setting her ass up for the okie doke every time she wakes
making her look fucking stupid. I think Cal don't like you for real because either this nigga
that nigga is not your friend, girl,
or he don't fuck with you because your wigs be wild, bro.
Like you can tell that the woman has a lot of hair and it is thick. But why did this bitch walking around looking like Alien 2 with a wig on? There are ways around that, Cal. Cal don't care. He put your shit up in braids and it's like, all right, bitch.
Cal
Probably not even
don't
braids. He throw
care.
that shit in a
Don't know what the
ponytail
fuck he doing.
and let you walk around with that old hard ass wig line every time we see you.
Mm-mm.
Hard ass. Ain't no lace, ain't no blend. There's no bleaching. It's just a
Bitch,
hard line. Boom.
my glueless wigs blend better than this bitch's. Like,
Hold on.
mm-mm.
Giselle's wig line.
Nope, I can't. Nope.
It's just like a mess of
Some of y'all
synthetic
gonna
hair
see that,
just
and
set
that's
upon
gonna
a
be very funny
skull.
to y'all, but I can't do it.
It is awful. But
But
Candace
again,
has
my glueless wigs blend better than this bitch's real wigs.
there's a
Because
woman I follow on YouTube called it's like Mary Kay Bella, something like that. And she
Mhm.
does Slay or Throwaway, where she finds affordable wigs and she rates them. Is it a slay? Is it a throwaway? Or she said, does it need some of the building fund? She's a church lady.
Yeah,
Building fund is when you zhuzh it up a little bit. She
exactly.
finds wigs that look very good for
Well, see,
very cheap.
if some of y'all who listen to this follow one or both of us on Instagram, and y'all may have seen our new photos. When you get this, you'll see our new cover, our new podcast art, or you're watching this video. The wig that I am wearing currently, and also in all those photos, is a $40 synthetic joint
It's
that's
cute.
completely glueless. But this look better than that shit that Cal be putting on Giselle's fucking head.
Every
Like, girl,
time.
because you wouldn't know that this motherfucker wasn't growing out my scalp except for the fact that this bitch is orange.
Right.
Like, and even with orange, it would still kind of look like I dyed my hair. Like, you wouldn't know this motherfucker because the lace is laid off this motherfucker. Like, lace is melted, bitch.
That's the
Whole
thing.
ass photos and you can't tell.
Well, Candace and Giselle finally meet up at Ashley's little dance class thing, which was I'm confused why we're inviting Charisse anywhere. We should just
Are they bringing her back to the show? Like, what is this weird ass?
Robin and Giselle are
Kinda
hell bent
popping up.
on like inviting Charisse to things, and I'm like, we don't care about her.
I didn't
Leave
meet
her
her
where
when
she
was a
lies.
part of the show.
She shouldn't be. I don't know why she keeps popping up.
But that's just it. When she was an active part of the show, I didn't need her. I definitely don't need her now because I don't need two bitter ass bitches.
We already got two. We don't need a third.
We don't. We don't need the witches of Eastwick or bitter hoes on the fucking show. Like, I just don't need.
I'm about to say something that's body shaming, and I don't give a fuck. We already got small, medium. We damn sure don't need large, bitter bitch. Let her stay at home. It is body shaming, and I don't care. Fuck her.
I just don't. I didn't care when she was a part of the show. I don't
know. No, nobody cared
Stop
about
trying
Charisse.
to make fetch happen.
Her husband didn't care about her. Why the fuck do you think we do?
Bitch, I wasn't gonna say that.
I'm sorry, that just came out and I just took myself out.
Was really fucking intense, bitch. I don't know. I just want them to stop trying to make fetch happen.
You want to talk reasonably shady?
Ooh.
Fuck with it.
We don't
stop playing the one-on-one games, girl.
Yeah,
graduate.
We don't care. We didn't
come
care
to
then.
a summa cum laude, bitch.
We didn't care then. We don't care now. Like, leave us the fuck alone, bitch. We don't.
I wish they would just let her go.
Let her be. She didn't work season 1, season 2, bitch. Like, we did not give a fuck when y'all.
And y'all tried to bring her in 3, 4, and 5, and everybody was like, "No."
When y'all had this bitch pop up with Monique, like we supposed to pretend like she knew this motherfucker. In season 3, we didn't care. When this bitch popped back up at something else in season 4, we didn't care. No. We don't fucking care. Leave us alone.
Inviting her to the party.
Stop.
Go home, friend.
Stop bringing her to the function. We don't care. She doesn't add shit. And honestly, just makes Giselle look more bitter than she already is. Because you go always find Queen Bitter bitch to back you up. Wasn't you just mad last when they brought this bitch up? Yeah. And now y'all friends. Wasn't you just friends with Candace because y'all was trying to get Monique off the show? Because you was mad that Monique was on the show from day one because she had a nigga and had more money than you.
So you're homeless? Actually, I have 5 homes.
You've been trying to
And then all of a sudden it turns into her
since
bragging.
day one. Y'all
Yes.
use this bitch to get her. Y'all hype this bitch up. This little bitch Candace up with this fucking fight where she got her ass whooping. In reality, it should have just been that. But y'all hyped her up with all this extra
That's
shit
the thing.
because y'all wanted to get Monique off the fucking show. Now she's gone. And guess what? Candace still is happier than you. So now you got your sights set on her. You
Sis said in the show. Oh no,
you
I'm going
went
to the
through
Grammys.
you went through all you could do to break up Ashley's marriage and it fucking worked.
Right.
Been trying to break up Karen's marriage for as long as you fucking could.
That's why they brought Charisse back.
Exactly. You cling on to Robin because this bitch is just as miserable as you fucking are.
Robin is insecure in her
Exactly.
relationship.
Right.
And instead of acknowledging that and working specifically on that with the man that she shares a home with and children with and a life with, she once again brings him into these bullshit situations. She partners up with that old raggedy ass. Let me not say that.
No,
I do have boundaries.
But honestly, in all reality, with everything in my black ass spirit and in my being, truly fuck Gizelle.
Yes.
I will die on that motherfucker because at this point,
girl, there ain't no dying on that hill. That hill is thriving and dancing.
But at this point,
the only death is the death between Gizelle's legs, the old tired, rotten ass beef curtains she's got draped between her thighs.
Where I'm at right now, this ain't even on no what I'm normally on, where it's like I don't really know you, but based on the actions that I've seen on this show, this is like
we've seen it for now 7 years.
Like I'm basing this fuck you on your actions on this show, but I don't have no desire to know you.
Never.
I literally have no desire to know you. I don't give a fuck if you have a desire to know me, bitch. You probably won't even hear this shit. And I don't give a flying fuck about it because it's honestly fuck you for eternity.
Yes.
Yeah, I cannot. I don't understand that level of miserable, and I don't want it around me in my face or nothing else.
Yes.
I'm talking about this bitch for real because truly, with everything in my soul, spirit, and every black ass part of my being, fuck her.
Okay, let's get back to dance class.
Bitch, why?
Because Candace and Gizelle finally have a discussion. And Gizelle goes and she lays out the exact same thing, essentially, was that she said to Robin. She can't remember what Chris was saying. What she said to Robin was, oh, he was complaining about his wife. According to Chris, that's not what it was. And I'm definitely more inclined to believe Chris, which is more fucked up. I'm more inclined to believe a white man over a black woman.
And I believe
more problematic.
This bitch.
Right. And Gizelle pulls Candace aside after the class. They have a discussion about it. And Candace politely grabs her things. So she said, where's Eric? I need Eric. And she lets Eric know that this is not going to be my husband's narrative this season. If you want that kind of thing, you already have Ashley, not Ashley, you already have Michael Darby. And then the episode ends. And I was like, yeah, I would not have to ask to speak to Eric without Gizelle being there. Because it would have been a conversation between the three of us. It's like, this is what you're gonna let this bitch do? And my fingers would have been all in that bitch's face. Every time I said something, it would have been that bitch, that low life, that gutter stein, that bitch that can't even, that bitch that whose pussy is too rotten, she can't even lay it low and spread it wide.
I'm not gonna do that, but it very much would have been like, we're not.
I'm sorry, I just took myself out again.
Is draw me into your bullshit because what the fuck is wrong with you?
Exactly. Like, what is your fucking problem?
Right.
Okay. Now now the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Do we have to?
Yes. Yes. Because I need to get it out. I was gonna rant on Instagram and it was like, no, save it for the podcast.
I'm like live on Instagram right now.
Oh, are you? Oh, well, shit, bitch, what am I doing? I'm about to go live too. Fuck
while
this.
we're recording this because Reality Rewind is coming back, y'all. Y'all gonna hear this in this back. But yes, I am live on Instagram right now because I knew it was about to be some bullshit.
This is probably this just is, you know what, bitch, can I go live with that BravoCon filter?
I don't know that that's a thing, but you can go live and then you can join my live, and this will be weird, but it is what it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, you can't see me. Oh no, you
Somebody
can. Oh, it's the other
requested
way.
to join my live, and speaking specifically to the live, I'm not adding anybody other than my co-host because we're actively
There
recording.
we go. Pitch. I just went live with the BravoCon filter. Let's get messy. All
Actively
right.
recording a podcast right now, so I'm not gonna add anybody to this live while we're going. No, it's a live.
Little Miss, I got 10,000 followers. I'm still, ooh, this BravoCon filter. I mean, it makes me look sweaty, but the skin is skinning.
Do I have 10,000 followers? I might have more than that. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't, but it's, it'd be like that.
Okay. So I know these niggas in this podcast are like, these niggas is ghetto. They
We are.
just be
And it's fine because that's why y'all like to be here.
Okay, I just sent you the request. So
Did you?
yeah. Oh my goodness, it just changed.
It hasn't come up yet. Your request to be in my life hasn't come up yet. Hey y'all, I'm actively recording the podcast. So hey, y'all gonna hear all this on the podcast when y'all listening because Reality Rewind is coming back. So hey y'all.
Yes. Maybe it won't let me. Okay, let's not use the BravoCon filter. I got too
Okay, I'm
excited.
about to get out of here because this is doing a lot.
There we go.
I don't see you here, but it'd be like that.
No, I just popped back on. I took the BravoCon filter off because I was like, why can't I? Why is she acting up?
Nah, because
Why is she being ghetto like BravoCon?
I mean, because BravoCon is ghetto.
I mean, hello. No shade though. If you want to send us tickets, I'll happily show up. Bitch, I am sweaty.
Where you at?
Oh, talking about Giselle got me sweating, bitch. I am glistening. And this conversation is gonna make me perspire even more.
I just got a thing to be in your life.
Okay.
Mm.
So
here we are. We're here. We're together. We're on live and recording at the same time
yes.
because we ain't done this in a long time. So here
Right.
we
Oh, turn the volume down on your phone.
I was getting there. I just hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay, so Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Ugh.
They're
so
when
hold on, I'm gonna put my phone on the camera so that things are together. I mean,
okay.
stand. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Okay.
I can look at both and I'm good. But from this distance, I can't see shit y'all saying, so it'd be like that.
Okay, so Real Housewives of Beverly Hills just wrapped up. What is this? Their 12th season? Well, there's one more episode left.
Yeah, because they did part 1 and 2 at a reunion, and
yeah. This reunion was let me say this. My heart goes out to Garcelle.
Very
completely
much
and utterly.
Very much so.
And when Erica, I'm not going to call her Erica Jane. We're going to call her Erica Girardi because she spent 20 years of her life getting fucked on the back by a scammer, fucked her way onto the show, and fucked her way into a mediocre music career where she makes music for fucking meth addicted circuit queens. Let's call a spade a spade. So you don't get the respect of me using your stage name. She is Erica Girardi, the wife of a scammer.
More intense than I was ready for, but yes, because this is my running thing, and this is why Erica has actually quite annoyed me for the last couple seasons. This season has been so full of dog whistles.
Yes.
Like all this like weird ass racist shit they keep fucking saying.
It has been that since Garcelle has been on the show.
But it's not even just towards Garcelle because Crystal's getting it too.
Yes, and Crystal doesn't have like that. Crystal doesn't have the capability to sit back and actually lay out what it is. Yeah. She gets lost, she gets fumbly, and she allows the shit that these other women say in the meantime to throw her off. Yeah. When really she needs to speak sternly and she needs to speak with her hands, not hit him, maybe hit him, but not really hit him, but speak directly and stay on fucking point.
And I'm glad that people are finally realizing that not only is Lisa Rinna terrible,
awful,
but so is Kyle fucking Richards.
Kyle is probably the worst garbage bag human being on the show.
Mm-mm.
Actually, no, I take that back.
No, she's not the worst, but she's very bad.
Yeah, Lisa
But
Rinna
Lisa
and
and
Erica
Erica
Girardi
are
are,
the worst.
and only quickly followed by Doris.
It is bad because Dorit has a habit of excusing behavior that she know doesn't,
That's exactly it.
and of excusing bad behavior in a way that it's like, bitch, now you know better.
Even during the reunion, when they were talking to Garcelle
Mm.
about the shit that was okay, let's start here. Fuck Andy Cohen. And it's always fuck Andy Cohen.
Always, forever and
The
ever.
reason why I say fuck Andy Cohen is there was a conversation that was taking place specifically about the shit that Garcelle's son received. Everything that Garcelle's son received, everything, oh, everybody was, no, 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 no. This
This
specifically
was very
referenced
racist.
state sanctioned violence and murder of African American
It
people
was
in
very,
this fucking country.
but
So to loop that in with the bullshit that these old raggedy ass girls and they trifling ass, their trifling ass daughters get,
about their kids, but to wrap it into the bullshit that
girl,
they did when somebody literally
we denounce the
said,
hate, nigga.
when
Fuck you.
somebody literally said, if your daddy ain't white, you would have a knee on your neck.
Exactly. And you picked that comment specifically
to this 14-year-old boy.
Yep.
Because this was something that really annoyed me through the show.
The entirety.
They kept trying to make it like they were, like she was talking to a grown man. This is a 14-year-old boy.
But that's, what do we know? We know that as us as Black folks, the minute that we turn 12 and 13,
all the time,
we are no longer children. This world sees us as fucking adults.
Had Garcelle said the same shit to Portia, all hell would have broke loose. So
I was like, Portia. I was thinking Williams is like, Garcelle and Portia Williams got beef.
Kim,
that doesn't make you happy.
Kyle's
daughter.
But it's like, we're not gonna act like y'all didn't keep. First of all, it was like, oh, well, he's 16. Let's not act like he's a baby. First of all, 16 is still a minor.
He's 14.
And he's 14.
That boy is 14 years old.
Because when it was said, oh no, he's 14, it's like, oh, well. Like, we're not gonna act like because this is Garcelle's child, and this is a Black boy, that it's okay to speak to him in this manner. This is still a child. This is still a minor. Y'all not going to do that weird ass shit where y'all try to act like Black kids are older than other kids their same fucking age, because y'all had an attitude about Denise not having her kids around y'all because the way y'all fucking talk.
And got mad when Denise's husband was like, why is this an issue? Like, leave it alone. Called him aggressive, said he had an issue, said all these problems about this man. And the only thing that he did was check you about his children. It's like, stop talking about my kids. What the fuck they got to do with this? Nothing.
Exactly.
And these weren't even his kids that he was talking about. Let's be perfectly frank. These were Charlie Sheen's children he was talking about. And he was willing to lay himself on the line to protect them from y'all. Y'all don't stop and think that that's a fucking problem?
I don't think that's a goddamn issue.
Like,
because if we go through the history of the way they have exposed children,
yes,
we're not going to talk about the conversations that they had around Taylor's child about her father
when she was being abused.
Yep.
Yeah. And then blame Lisa Vanderpump, say, well, Lisa told me to say it, but bitch, you said it.
Exactly. But you said it.
And don't get me wrong, though. Don't get me wrong. It needed to be said. And it needed to be said within that group, but it needed to be said off camera.
Not with her baby there.
Though. No. It's like, yo, we work together, but we know this shit, girl. What's up?
We're not going to act like y'all didn't have conversations about Adrienne Malou's children, and more importantly, the conception of her children.
Yeah.
On the television show. So with this whole kids are off limits because y'all been doing this. Y'all only saying this now because it's Garcelle standing up for her fucking kid.
And Garcelle, let's just really get into it. No way, shape, form, or fashion. This is why I'm campaigning for Cherie to be on the show as a full housewife. Mm-hmm. Garcelle needs Cherie. Mm-hmm. She has Sutton. Sutton, I'm actually starting to like. Sutton's good friends with Jennifer Tilly, and they need to bring Jennifer Tilly on the show.
The way I want Jennifer Tilly on this show so fucking bad.
Yes. I
I
feel
want
like she would be a
Jennifer
girl
Tilly
that's
on this
like
show
starts
like
off
a
cool and then
fucking
gets
whole
into
villain.
it.
Yes.
But
I
Garcelle needs
Jennifer
Cherie
Tilly.
on the show to be able to
She's
survive because
advocate.
these women are going to play white victim every chance that they get. The
Sheree
minute that Garcelle says something,
Garcelle needs an
even in the
advocate.
season finale, when Garcelle said, Kathy's apologized, Kyle wants us to move forward. And Lisa Smyrna says, and she says it calmly, far calmer than I just did. Lisa was like, well, what's the attitude? I'm sensing an attitude.
Right.
Garcelle, there wasn't an ounce of attitude. There was not an ounce of attitude with that woman. But Lisa Rinna and that I Dream of Jeannie bullshit ass, raggedy ass ponytail that she had on the back of her head, I'm sure it was done by Cal, proceeded to become aggressive with a woman who just said, you know what, we should probably just leave this alone because Kyle
What
has asked us to.
annoys me about this whole thing is that Garcelle has to be so thoughtful and calculated
Every step of the way.
in the
But you know
way
that's
that
what it
she
is.
speaks
You know that's navigating white spaces.
exactly. And that's what annoys me because it's like they consistently say, oh, you have an attitude. Oh, you're aggressive.
Oh, you're a bully.
You're that. But it's like they're like, oh, but we're not racist. But you are because you're consistently throwing out these dog whistles. I don't give a fuck if it's like known racism, if it's conscious racism, if you're consistently throwing out because you keep calling her aggressive.
That's exactly it.
She got an attitude. You know what the fuck this shit like y'all not stupid. You hoes are too old. Y'all
That's
know
exactly
what you mean when you say it towards black women. We're not gonna sit and act like you have no fucking idea as to what you're saying. You're throwing out all these racist ass dog whistles, but then saying shit like, oh, well, why is it every time I disagree with Garcelle, it's racist?
It's racist. We can't argue with Garcelle because it's racist. Place. And then signs it off. What was it?
Racist place.
Something
That's
you
why
hoes.
It's always racist.
And Lisa Rinna then proceeded to sign off on that post and said, I'm telling you hoes. It was something you hoes, specifically like you hoes. It's like, if you don't get out of here with this whole performative aspect bullshit of blackness of what you perceive as being blackness, girl.
Like, I don't want to be a part of this. The shit gets called racist because it fucking is.
It is. The
thing is, because Kyle wouldn't have come at none of the white girls the way she came at Garcelle about that charity.
Yes.
Lisa Rinna wouldn't have said shit like she said to Garcelle to none of the white girls. Like, we're not going to act like it's not racist because it fucking
we wouldn't sit up and have a conversation and say that the word evil is worse than the word cunt. Like the fact that they sat up, the fact that Diana, which here's the racism of Bravo. Why did Diana not get subtitles? Because I couldn't understand half the shit that bitch said.
Shit she said. But also bigger than that, fuck Diana because she just as racist as the rest.
And she is completely, utterly.
Just because you hide your racism under a weird ass apology, you know what the fuck you was saying.
Girl, she hides her racism under Botox and lip fillers.
You knew what you were saying when you said, "Oh, it must suck to be a black creator." You know what the fuck that meant, bitch. You knew what the fuck you were saying.
Oh, I thought it was like the dark web. Like, girl, no. And then they sat up and made excuses for her in that.
Right.
400 years. Y'all have had all of this time to inform yourself. You've had 50 plus years. You've had at least the access to money and education for at least 30 of those years. Who is this calling me? Oh.
And we're also not going to act like Diana wasn't a whole ass pimp out here. Make me perspire even more. Because Diana was a whole ass pimp out here. She was running around with Jeffrey Epstein just like the other girls was.
Sorry, y'all. That was my laundry pickup.
Okay, that's why we got off live.
These niggas is late.
Also weird.
Sorry, y'all.
Go live and record a podcast video at the same time. That shit is strange.
I can't even close out the live. All right, whatever. It's fine. Anyway. Diana.
Her hair.
So Diana just the fact that they sat up there and Diana was in her feelings about being called soulless and evil after all of the ridiculous shit that she said about Sutton throughout the entire season, and then proceeded to direct the things that Sutton about said about her to Garcelle,
Mm-hmm.
and proceeded to say, "Well, you call me evil. That's worse than being called a cunt." And Lisa
Exactly.
Rinna's ass popped up in that. Erica Girardi's ass popped up in that. Dorit's ass popped up, and all three of them agreed, like, oh yeah, being called evil is worse than being called a cunt. In that fucking moment, I would have looked at every last one of them and I would have said, you know what? Thank God for Harry, because you dirty, worthless cunt. You would be nothing without him. Oh, wait, no, you'd have those seamless depends. Girardi, you've been getting, like I said before, you've been getting fucked on your back for 20 years. How does it feel when the chickens come home to roost, cunt? I would have called
Because
every last one of them a
honestly,
cunt to their face in the most aggressive manner, since
honestly,
evil is a worse word than cunt.
because
And their mothers would have been cunts. And you
let's
catch me
go
right there, I would have even went after the kids.
let's go one by the other. Lisa Rinna, if it wasn't for Harry Hamlin, we wouldn't know shit but your pop-ups on the soaps and your Depends commercial.
Right.
Because I really know her from the Depends commercials, not even from the soap operas, because she wasn't like on there that long.
Right. She was
And
on there in the 90s with Bo and Hope. Bo
Erica
and Hope sit
Jane,
quietly and mind their business. They got their own lives.
Erica
Okay.
Jane, bitch. I think I've seen you at one gay club and you was a filler act on like a Wednesday.
I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, hold on, girl. My laundry's here. I'm gonna run down and grab this and we can wrap this up. I don't want niggas stealing my shit. It's not expensive, but I like my clothes.
Yeah, don't get your laundry stolen. We're taking a short intermission. I'm not gonna edit things. I might shorten this quietness in the maybe. It depends on how it takes to edit it, because sometimes editing me wild, so I don't know that I'm gonna edit this. We'll see though.
Okay. All right, y'all. Sorry about that.
You got back faster than I was ready for.
Girl, I ran up the stairs. That man was down there waiting. He was very nice. He was like, "All right, you have a good day." It's like, I'm glad I ran down when I did.
Faster than I was ready for.
um, okay. Diana.
Oh, fuck her.
Just to kind of round out Diana, I hope they never bring her back.
I hope not.
We don't need a fifth white woman in the alliance of evil.
No.
The axis of evil.
We don't.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Evil is a terrible word. The axis of cunt.
But I also think that I don't know that Lisa Rinna's gonna come back because once Kyle turns on you.
Oh, she's coming back because she still has Erica.
But once Kyle turns on you, it's pretty much the end. Because we saw what happened to Lisa Vanderpump. We saw once Kyle don't fuck with you no more, it's kind of.
I mean, but what else does honestly, what else does Lisa have going on?
But not only has Kyle turned on her, the fans don't like her.
No, but this just feeds her.
What benefit would it be to Bravo to bring Lisa back?
They need every season needs a villain. And this season was like definitely setting her and Erica up for their season of villainy.
That's just it. Erica been the villain.
See, I never necessarily thought of Erica.
Hated Erica last season. Erica been the villain.
People hated Erica because of the shit that was going on with her husband and the actions that she had because of it. Right. But now we're getting into territory where Erica, of her own actions, for real, is becoming a villainess.
Because she very much said, fuck them people. I don't give a flying fuck.
She did.
Fuck you if you care. I don't give a fuck about me. And then to get on Instagram and say it was taken out of context. No, girl, that's what you said.
Right. And honestly, instead of just saying like, yo, I was in my feelings and I ranted and I said some things that I regret saying. That's like, I care about all these people.
What you said was,
fuck them.
Bitch, they edited weird. And it's just like, no, girl.
No, girl.
What happened? What happened was you decided to say fuck them people.
When I tell you, I cannot wait for Miss Kathy Hilton to bring her behind and her notes to the reunion. I hope they are color collated index cards full of things.
Is for Kathy to release some audio tapes that I know she got, because Kathy Hilton strikes me as the type of bitch that records every conversation, whether it's on the phone or in person. I know this bitch has audio notes of what this convo looks like.
I hope.
I can't.
I hope, because it's okay. So let's get into the Kathy thing, because that became, I guess, the second half of the last 5 episodes of Beverly Hills, including the 2 episodes of the reunion.
But
we're all about Kathy.
I know
Garcelle.
People tried to say Garcelle was wrong for saying Diane was the one that bought the bots to harass her son or whatever. But a lot of stuff is pointing to Diane and Rinna, because there was the guy who's apparently supposed to be on the next episode of the reunion. That there's a guy who, now I don't know if he's going to be or not. I don't work for Bravo. I don't fucking know. But there's a guy who is supposedly going to be on the next episode of the reunion. And he works for the company that they bought the bots from.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, they brought Jamie Lee Curtis ass on there. Why not?
Exactly. Apparently, he works for the company that they purchased the bots from. So what he said was that Diane and Rinna collectively purchased the bots to harass Garcelle's son to make Garcelle leave the show. It wasn't supposed to be racist. So they apparently cut ties with the third-party organization that actually ran the bots.
So is this why she filed the lawsuit, the John Doe lawsuit on behalf of Garcelle? Because that, I was like, what are we doing?
That's what the Bravo rumor mills are saying. We won't know obviously until the episode here because Bravo is very tight-lipped. But according to this guy, the whole purpose behind, and this is one person we never really will know. So I'm just saying, according to his account, according to this guy's account of events, Diane launched this John Doe website not because she didn't know where the bots came from.
Lawsuit. No,
That's what I said.
you said website.
Oh damn! I thought it's wine. I thought I said lawsuit. Anyway, but it was it was not because she didn't know where the bots came from, but it was actually like a breach of services lawsuit. And the thing about it is, if you look up, because I actually looked up this lawsuit, a lot of the details are redacted.
Of course.
Right, because it is a private suit, whatever. You know how sometimes some cases are redacted and some are just more widely put out there. But
yeah,
a lot of the details around this case are redacted because
I don't understand that. One, I don't understand why she filed the lawsuit to begin with.
Well, again, from what I understand, this is a breach of services website. I mean, breach of services lawsuit. I don't know what the fuck you saying website, but it's a breach of services lawsuit, which essentially means that I hired you to do this service and you did not perform it in the way that we agreed upon. But if it comes out that this is a breach of services lawsuit and not like a defamation or something like that, breach of services then implies that you did employ these people.
Yep.
And they didn't perform in the way that you decided
were expecting
was fit to fulfill the employment contract, which then implicates you in hiring these bots to harass her son.
And Garcelle said flat out, was like, I think it's her.
Redacted.
And then everyone got into, well, I don't think anybody's just racist. He's like, you know what? You all may not think that you're racist, but your actions definitely are.
You're racist.
Bare minimum.
You're unconsciously racist, but you're racist.
Yeah.
There's a lot of racism that flows through that cast. It's very much unconscious racism, but it's racism nonetheless.
They continue to Bravo is continuing to position the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in a way where that same exact kind of conversation that Ebony was having over at New York does not happen over here. Because they don't want to happen. They don't want to spend the money, the effort, or the energy to have to completely rebrand and reboot a franchise because of one woman, a Black woman, sitting here saying, you all are bigots, you need to get over it.
Yep.
And that's what I want. That's what Garcelle truly needs to do. She alludes to it to a certain extent where she talks about them constantly protecting each other.
Yeah.
But you know, even that can be kind of disputed because they don't give a fuck about Sutton. But part of me believes they don't give a fuck about Sutton because Sutton is close to Garcelle. And Crystal and Garcelle are cool. Kathy, surprisingly, this really kind of flipped my wig. Kathy, surprisingly, has been by far the most respectful person on that show, besides Sutton, to Garcelle and Crystal.
That isn't surprising to me, but it's not because Michael Jackson was her friend growing up. I know, like the way she told that story was weird and fucked up.
You say, you know what? Michael said, I don't see color. And I said,
the way she told that story,
Michael, I don't see color either.
And fucked up, but I completely understood what she was saying. This is why I never thought that Kyle was racist. I always thought Kyle was clueless.
Kyle's ignorant.
Exactly. I never thought this, but it, and it's not just because Michael Jackson was her friend, but because of even the way she told that story.
Kathy, I don't see color.
Exactly.
I don't see color either, Michael.
Told that story had like a level of innocent ignorance to it.
Yeah.
Which kind of always like I always thought Kyle was ignorant, not racist. I just thought she hadn't been exposed. And Kathy telling that story in that way confirmed to me that it's not that Kyle or Kathy are racist. They very much reach out to everyone. They just don't really know a whole lot of people that are different from them,
That's
whether
it.
it's
That's it.
racially or economically. They don't know many people different from them,
Yeah.
and
Very
they
much
don't
so.
know many people who've had different backgrounds from them. So some of the shit they do is very normal to them and the people that they know, but they don't see how problematic this shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Kathy, we can round out this episode with Kathy Hilton's meltdown, which everybody's like, oh my God, Lisa Rinna, I had to lock the door. I was traumatized. Bitch, if you were traumatized by that.
But this is the thing. I'm not saying whether Kathy had a meltdown or not, because I don't know, I wasn't there. Kathy saying it wasn't that deep, but the thing about it is Lisa Rinna over exaggerates every
Everything.
thing that I don't even know if I believe if it was as deep as she say it was.
I will say
At the
this. I
same,
have said worse things in this single episode
you're
and
right.
in the entire run of this podcast than Kathy Hilton could have ever
But I
said.
will say the same person who is supposedly come to the show because he's saying that Diana and Renna bought these bots. He also has brought forward someone else who supposedly was like doing freelance work for Renna. And the whole point was to put on this smear campaign against Kathy Hilton
I
that
wouldn't doubt it.
started on the show and continued online. And apparently, Kathy's remarks weren't as bad as what Renna's saying. And apparently,
No.
Kathy's remarks weren't even as bad as what we've heard said between Kyle and Kim on the show. But because Renna was her popularity was falling, this is why she tried to make Kathy the villain. This is also why halfway through, and I'm not saying that she was not grieving her mother, you know, because I know what it's like to lose a parent, and I know grief comes in waves.
Yeah.
And you'll be just fine for weeks, and then all of a sudden you can't fucking function. I know how that goes because I've lost a parent. But it has been said that a lot of that grief around Lois was put on later because her popularity was falling.
And I'm gonna say this, and this might be a little problematic. Regarding Lisa Rinna's actions and the grief of her mother who passed.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother wasn't dead when she said that Kim Richards was on her deathbed.
Her mother was not dead then.
Her mother wasn't dead when she said Yolanda had Munchausen's.
Her mother wasn't dead when she said the shit she said about Denise Richards.
No.
Her mother wasn't dead
She
when
may not have been well, but she was not dead.
she wasn't even unwell because she was very much a part of the show. Her mother was very much alive when she made mention of Garcelle being terrible for mentioning her daughter's eating disorder. When all Garcelle said was, is
Oh,
it
no, her mother was dead at that point, but even that was
No,
bullshit.
her mother wasn't dead. Not
Oh,
the
you mean when
first
she was
time.
like, "Hey, do you
It's
ever think that
the
you're?"
way you post on
Yo,
Instagram, could that
bitch.
potentially
I'm so glad you brought
be
that up because
leading
Andy Cohen
to
asked the
daughter's eating
same
disorder?
question. He asked her the same question at a reunion.
And it wasn't
It was
nothing
not
like
any
the
of
way
that.
she tried to make it when Garcelle asked the same.
Exactly. He
Because that
asked her
was
the exact same
asked that
question.
question. Somebody else on Watch What Happens Live asked her that question. Some white celebrity that, because I do not watch What Happens Live. I cannot take Andy Cohen like that. But some white celebrity on Watch What Happens Live asked her about that, about that specifically, because it's like you're so puzzled about your daughter's eating disorder. But could it possibly be some of your Instagram posts could trigger this. Like, Garcelle wasn't the first or the last to ask her that.
No, she was just a black one.
Asked her, Kyle asked her, Lisa Vanderpump asked her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just because of who Garcelle is.
A legend.
And the thing is, it's like, I've never been like a huge Garcelle stan. I honestly can take a leave. I actually forgot about her until she got on this show. And I listened to her book. Granted, I listened to the audio book, so the mention of Lisa Rinna's daughter was not in there because it was taken out.
They took it out. And
that's big of her, because the way I would have said, fuck you, bitch, and left the shit in because you're talking about some shit that happened on fucking national TV, bitch.
Some shit that you can stream over 2 to 3 different platforms. Like, you can stream that shit on a TV, a computer, a phone.
Exactly.
You can buy it on YouTube.
She's bigger than me because she said, okay, I'll take the shit out because you uncomfortable. Because I really would have said, you can fuck off, because bitch, this shit's on national TV. It ain't shit I'm saying in this book that's not already on motherfucking TV and everybody's fucking seen. So you can...
Like, the minute that her lawyer contacted my manager, my lawyer would have been contacting her personally.
Right. But that ain't got nothing to do with nothing I'm talking about. I don't even remember what the fuck point I was making, bitch.
All right, Crystal.
I fucking hate Lisa. No. Cause all right, let's segue over to fucking Crystal Minkoff, right? This is the thing. This is all I'm gonna say about Crystal. Do I think that she genuinely feels victimized by these women? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think that the genuine victimization gets lost in her bullshit all the fucking time? Because I do think that she has a habit of embellishing on stories to gain more sympathy. Like, she did that whole shit, like what Sutton said was so dark, but all that was ever said was about Sutton talking about the black girl and the Chinese girl in the pool with her son, which is like, this is really fucking stupid, but it's not racist. Like, let's not paint it like it's racist.
No, it is though. What it is, and Crystal doesn't have the capability to... She doesn't know how to put this together, because what it is it falls into these bullshit ass ideas of diversity and these faux liberal ideas of like, we should all be together. And this is Martin Luther King
why I say,
and instead of saying that,
say it's stupid and not racist, because when I, like, me personally, this is me coming from where I'm standing from my experiences, right? When I think of a racist comment, I think of a comment that is meant to demean and or shame someone because their race is different.
Yeah.
When I look at that comment, I think of it, this is a very ignorant person's idea of what diversity looks like.
See, the reason why I say that, I feel like that comment, I'll say it could be perceived as being racist, because what it is she's taking and she's trying to utilize other people of color to center herself and her child to say that, well, we're not this.
But that's how...
And it's a centering of self within the experiences of people of color.
But this is why I say it's more ignorance than racism, because Sutton centers herself in everything.
That's true. They asked the Sutton to make everything about her, and Garcelle looked at her and was like,
something that was
it's okay
to this specific event, then I will be on your side. But she does that shit with every fucking thing. So that's why I say it's more ignorance than racism.
When Garcelle looked at that lady, it was like, you do. I'd scream laugh, because her face was like, sorry, girl, but you do. You know I love you.
And everything.
She does.
They talking about the recent drive, they're having a gun put in her face, and she made it about her and her buyer from France.
You know what though? No shade. When it comes to Doris and her shit, I would have made it that too. I truly would have, especially after this reunion. she would receive no ounce of sympathy from me in any way, shape, form, or fashion for anything that she has done or has experienced in any way, any fashion at all. Like completely, utterly, wholly, and truly, I would have been like, yeah, I'm trying to get this fashion buyer into immigration and it's ill. And I would have continued on with my day.
My thing with Dorit is like, how can I say this, right? Let me say this in a way that makes sense. Dorit is very self-centered, but it's because Dorit don't shut up long enough to listen to what anybody else has going on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like the other 3 women that's in their squad, Kyle, Erica, and Lisa, go out their way to try to tell you why you're wrong for not centering this around Dorit while simultaneously complaining about Dorit making everything about herself. Then it's just like, who knows where to fucking go with this? Like, it's
Dorit. Oh, did you hear? Apparently, there seems to be a rift in the squad. Did you hear when Erica was like, "Yeah, Dorit and PK are going to be the next couple to get a divorce"?
Yeah, I saw that.
I said, "Oh, well, I guess that wasn't in the private chat,
but in
was
real
it?"
life, if we really want to talk about it, if we want to be very real, Erica never liked Dorit. Erica was jealous of Dorit.
Like they never liked each other.
They never liked each other. Erica was very envious of the lifestyle that PK provides for Dorit.
See, I won't even chop it up to jealousy.
No, not in the beginning. I think towards the end, like now, where Erica is now, when she's not living that life, I think she's very envious of the life that PK has provided for Dorit, or Dorit has provided for herself. I don't know their finances, but I think that's also why she glommed on to Diane the way she did. Because she kept making comments that I'm gonna live vicariously through. And it's like, that's fucking weird because, bitch, you're a whole ass grown person with your own bank account. The way I'm not coveting another bitch purchases, like, the fuck, we are whole grown ass people, bitch. You work and you get your money however you get your money, you buy what you buy, and I buy what I buy. I am not about to be out here like, oh my God, I wish. Oh, can you buy this? Because I want, fuck that. The bitch, what?
So, okay. These are my thoughts. I think that they had the issue when they first started. They got cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of this Kyle shit slowly started to happen. And they were already probably having a couple of issues. Like, Dorit talked too much. Dorit gets on my nerves. And now that Dorit is like, yo, this Kyle and Kathy thing really should just kind of be let go.
Mm-hmm.
Erica has an issue with that because Erica repeatedly has said, well, for the last 2 years, I've been held to the fire about the way that I acted and I behaved. It was like, you were held to the fire about the way you acted and behaved, and you were held to the fire for fucking a scammer for 20 years.
Yes.
For using the only good thing you got, which was your pussy, to try and advance yourself.
For victims of a plane crash to fund your fledgling ass music career and this weird ass lifestyle that you're trying to live.
Once again, a mediocre music career designed for circuit muscle gays who are addicted to meth.
Mm-hmm.
That is who you make music for. So go pat the puss in prison.
Yes.
Remember that? Patting the puss. Oh, I learned it from the dance hall girls. Get your wife.
No, you didn't, because the way we don't pet the puss, like, girl,
not like that.
Not in the way that you're saying. Like,
it looked like you waving away the air from a queef.
It looks like your puss stank and you trying to fan it off. Like, girl, go find something to do.
Got the puss stank on me. I gotta fan my puss off. I gotta fan my puss off. I gotta fan it off. Queefing.
I'm mad at the puss stank. Like, listen.
All right, y'all. A bitch got to get ready for work.
And I gotta get ready to go harass the bitch at work because I'm definitely coming. I'm about to go get very cute and post pictures on Instagram because I'm gonna wear a dress I ain't had nowhere to wear it to.
It's
So
probably
bitch
gonna be
about to be
wild. So be
cute.
prepared. I'm probably gonna be in a bad mood because it's gonna be busy.
Oh no, you're gonna be because I'm gonna be very cute and I'm gonna bring the good mood with me because I'm wearing this dress and it still has the goddamn tags on it because I be buying shit with no fucking place to go.
And forgetting about it.
Yeah, and this dress still got tags on it, bitch.
Well, all right, y'all. I want to bid all of y'all a good, great, wonderful, and blessed day. You can stream BravoCon, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake, The Real Housewives of Potomac, and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills down on over at the Peacock. $5 a month. Go ahead, invest in it. It has commercials, but whatever, it's fine.
Peacock need to give us a sponsorship the way we talk about these hoes.
Bitch, don't they? Well, I mean, after saying fuck Andy Cohen and fuck Bravo, they probably will never touch us.
I mean, very much, but we still be watching. So is
You
it?
know,
Really
she's a sensitive girl. Remember what Kathy Griffin said? Oops.
But this the thing. We still be watching. So is it really fuck Andy Cohen?
No, it's fuck Andy Cohen all day, but I'm gonna watch the mess.
It's fucking fun, but we still be watching. So
Yeah.
I mean, Peacock can still give. I mean, shit. Trixie and Katya stay trashing Netflix shows, and they still get them the shit. So come on, y'all want diversity, bitch? We're black and queer. Holla at us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll sit right there next to Sutton and a redheaded Irish child.
I do enjoy. I like Sutton. I like
I'm starting to like Sutton.
I've always liked Sutton. I thought Sutton got a bad rap. I've always understood Sutton. Sutton always makes sense to me.
I feel like she's
Sutton
not
was
willful
born, but I
ignorant.
got
She's
her.
just like ignorant. Like she just doesn't know.
She's
Like
from
if you
the
talk
South.
to her about things, she's like, oh, okay. All right.
I've always chucked Sutton up to being like all the other upper middle class girls I met from the South that only know people like them.
Yeah.
And it's not any ill intent, it's literally just lack of knowledge, and that I can deal with.
And the question always is when it's placed in front of you, how do you navigate
How
it?
do you
And
respond?
conversations with
Think
Garcelle
about-
are very different than conversations with Crystal, if that makes sense. But she at least
They are.
attempts in these conversations with
Because the
Garcelle.
thing about Sutton is like once you present her with this is where you fucked up, she's very much like, you know what, you right. Let me check.
I didn't see it that way. Okay, cool.
Let me check myself. But it's just because Crystal and the other white women don't want to just let her go with the let me check myself. They want to continuously belabor the point.
Right. Well, I mean, it
Instead
distracts
of
from
just
them.
letting her say, you know what, my bad, didn't know, let me fix it.
Yeah.
Which is why her and Garcelle get along so well.
Yeah.
Because Garcelle recognizes, like, yes, this is a Southern white lady who may or may not have been exposed to people like me. So this is where if I'm going to build a friendship with her, I have to tell her where she's wrong. And it's her job as someone trying to build a friendship with me to acknowledge it, accept it, and move forward, which is what she does when y'all allow her to.
That's it. And I guess on that note, that was an actual good note.
It was.
Good, good night, y'all. And always and forever, fuck Erica Girardi, fuck Giselle Bryant, fuck Robin Dixon, fuck Lisa Rinna, fuck Kyle Richards, fuck Doris, fuck them all.
Yes.
That woman is forever, she's forever known as Doris.
Although I do love Dorit's clothes.
Dorit dresses, half the time I'm like, work. The other half I'm like, you're doing too much.
Very much, but I like both.
Fair.
Because I like when because it's like her head to toe Fendi ski suit, very much doing the most.
Yeah.
But also kind of enjoyed it.
Like she's a fashion girl. There's no substance.
Fashion girl, and I relate to her on that level. But until she can, my thing with Dorit is that she can't see past her friendships to acknowledge what's right and what's wrong.
I don't think she knows what's right and what's wrong, to be perfectly honest.
I don't think she knows what's right and what's wrong when it comes to people that she's friends with. I think she has a very hard time acknowledging wrong in her friend group. And I think once we get past that,
That'll never happen.
you
Because it's always they are always going to they will talk mad ass shit about each other, they will hate each other and all of that, but at the end of the day, when it comes to anybody else outside of that group, any person of color, they will always protect themselves.
you're right. I'm giving this white lady too much credit.
Don't give her credit. She got enough money. Don't give her nothing else.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna shut up now.
All right, y'all have a good night.